Hello everybody and welcome to another Train Sim 2020 video. It is a nice sunny day, so we're on the London to Brighton route today. And we're doing a workshop scenario by the wonderfully talented PTG Rail. If you don't know who he is, then I strongly suggest you go check out his YouTube channel. I will leave a link in the description below. I didn't even know we'd done workshop scenarios till I came across this, so this should be a really good, interesting one. If his scenarios are anything like his videos, then they're going to be top notch. So we're on the 2A16 0617 London Victoria to Brighton in the southern class 377 EMU. So, good morning driver, today you are driving the 0617 AM stopping service from Victoria to Brighton via Red Hill. You'll be calling at Clapham Junction, East Croydon, Purley, Coulston South, Mersham, Red Hill, Hawley, Gatwick Airport, Three Bridges, Haywards Heath, Wisfield, Burgess Hill, Ascot, Preston Park and Brighton. The timetable is lax in places and you'll have longer stops at some stations. You have a timetabled 5-minute wait at Red Hill. There are no problems expected on your journey today, but watch those signals. Okie doke, let's get back into it. So the doors are open. And the lights are on. Gatwick Express leaving. The old Gatwick Expresses. I'm just going to reopen the doors because we have got another minute before we're due out. I've never actually done a full run in real life from London Victoria to Brighton. I've gone from East Croydon to Brighton. I've never done from London Victoria to Brighton. Just waiting for the signal. And there we go, single yellow to go. Starting off at 20 miles per hour as we leave. Start our journey on this nice bright sunny morning. You can see other southern services and southeastern services on the left and far left. So that Gatwick Express is now being held up. Unless that's one waiting to go into Victoria. I couldn't tell because it didn't have any lights on. Oh no, it's one way. It's got some red lights on there, so that's waiting to go into Victoria. As we're about to go over the London Thames. River Thames. London Thames? The River Thames. Now go up to 40 miles per hour. Just going to open the window here. Now go to 45 miles per hour in a minute. So we go to 10. So the Battersea Power Plant on the left there. We are on the fast line, so we are following that Gatwick Express. That's the train in front of us. Did I open that other window? Yeah, I did. This is the passenger view. We've actually got two views. Got one seat over here, one seat over there, and of course they zoom and zoom out. Still on double yellows. After Clapham Junction we should have greens, because the Gatwick Express would have gone fast straight through Clapham Junction. We're stopping. Class 455 stopper in front of us, to the left, on the slow line. We've got the Southwest trains on the far right. They go to Waterloo East. A single yellow now coming up. Now double yellow, and there'll be a red when we get to the end of the platform at Clapham Junction. Actually, it'll be a single yellow now. See where this train's going? It's going to Tatnam Corner. We are an 8-coach train, I forgot to mention that. So 4 and 6 stop. So we're going right to the end of the platform. We've now got green lights. We are about a minute and 25 seconds early. as the Tatton Corner service. Which we will no doubt catch up to later, probably around Wandsworth Common or Balham. We should pass it no later than Balham. Can't see where that one's going. I'm not sure where this line goes down to. So please leave a comment. Please leave a comment in the comments if you know where that goes to. I know this line goes down to the Waterloo to Portsmouth. Right, we got to get going. So you can see that southwest train coming up now. That comes from Portsmouth, which you can drive on the Waterloo to Portsmouth line. On the Portsmouth direct line, updated. So our next stop is at East Croydon. And we should have greens all the way down to East Croydon. Now I know all the stations down to Coulston. After that I'm a bit sketchy on the stations. On the speed. Slow down the speed a bit. And just after Wandsworth Common we should be able to go up to 70. So we're due in at East Croydon at 6:34, and there's the Tatton Corner train. I did say between Wandsworth Common and Balham. I actually thought we'd have left Wandsworth Common, especially with us having a bit of a late start, leaving Clapham Junction. We can now go up to 70 miles per hour, right about now. So we're now going through Balham. After Victoria, it's the only train station on the London to Brighton line that is linked to an underground station. No other line on the London to Brighton line is linked to the underground station. I think it's the Northern line. I may be wrong. It's only a guess because I've not actually been on the London Underground from Balham in years and years. Got to be at least over 10 years. Speed limit on. So now we should go over 70 if it's working. go, so I don't have to worry about going over the speed limit now. The next stop, the next station we'll go past through is Stretton Common, which used to be one of my old local stations, because I used to live about 10-15 minutes away from Stretton Common. It's actually a pathway, we've just gone over it, that I used to walk under, or I could walk over the bridge there. I'm sure at one time this number 60 bus used to go past Stretton Common train station, if I'm not mistaken. Next up we're going to go past is Norbury, which is another local station to me, or used to be, where I used to live there as well. In fact, between Norbury and East Croydon and Norbury and West Croydon is what the service I used to use the most for a very long time. I've been over this bridge many a time. And I've been under this bridge many a time. Sometimes I still do, when I go back to visit family. The next stop is Thornton Heath. On the right hand side there's an Iceland's, and on the left hand side there's a Tesco's, which I used to work from about 2005 to 2007, I think it was. Worked in 3 different departments, starting off part-time and frozen, before then going on to the back door and warehouse, and then as full-time, and then working my way up to checkouts. The stores seem to have gone downhill after I left, had a refit, and then just went straight downhill. It's a bit like the Sainsbury's when I used to work at Sainsbury's in Croydon. That went downhill after I left as well. Drop down to 60 miles per hour before we get to Selhurst. We've also got double yellow lights. Selhurst I used to get off at when I used to go to Selhurst High School, which was formerly known as Ingram. After year 8 it moved to Selhurst High School, which was next to the Brits Performing Arts School. Now got a single yellow, so I'm just going to slow down now, because the next one's going to be red. Selhurst Depot is to the left of us, and the line to the left of us now, one branch is off to the far left, which goes round and back onto the Brighton main line for the slow line down, and the line going downwards is the line down to West Croydon. I have brakes a little bit early here. Not that it matters, because it's a red light up ahead. Hopefully that will change before we get there. There we go, single yellow. We can now move on. At the next signal we will turn to 45, so we're now just going over the West Croydon line, which also has a line joining from Norwood Junction. We're not due into 34, so I'll just take us in nice and steady. The lines joining us from the left hand side is the Norwood Junction line, and then on the far left is the slow down line from Victoria, and then I think there's a single line even after that which is from Norwood Junction as well. bridge just above us. I've been over plenty of times. That leads down from Croydon down to Addiscombe. It's a bridge I've been on many times. In fact, for those who follow Jeff Marshall, he was standing on that bridge the other day. I was just watching his video of that. Just go slow down because we have got a red light in front of us. We're just going to crawl into East Croydon. We don't want to, if we can help it, we don't want to stop straight away. Oh no, we've got a yellow. We're going into platform 2. So we have got a yellow there. That's me not paying attention to what platform we were supposed to join. Platform 2 is actually a multi-directional platform here at East Croydon. You can go, it does take services down to Brighton as well as services up to Victoria. East Croydon train station is a station I know very, very well. 4 and 6 stops, so 8 stops, we go straight to the end. Now got a green light. Stand here as the Gatwick Express goes through. Yeah, it's going through. I don't remember Gatwick Express going through on platform 1 though. I always thought it came through on platform 3. Or through on platform 3. I could be wrong. I've not been to East Croydon in a while. Last time I was at East Croydon was September 2019. When I was going down to Hastings. Yeah, Turbo Star 171 coming up as well. Probably coming from the Huckfield line. And on its way to London Bridge. Yeah, London Bridge. Actually a pretty nice shot there. Going at 60 miles per hour now. Now I'm going through South Croydon. So yeah, Thameslink service coming down on the right there. I'm not sure what year this is set in. It's got to be quite a few years ago now if the pigs are using still as the Gatwick Expresses. So we're now coming up to Purley, which I used to sometimes get off at to get to my secondary school. which was then known as Coulston High School. It's now known as Coulston Academy. Due in at 6:39. So sometimes I'd get off at Purley and get the 466 up to Coulston High School. Of course, now these two platforms, platform 1 and 2, are no longer in use at Purley. I used to also get the train from Purley to Kenley as well. I used to go visit a friend. I couldn't see a marker, so I'm just going to go to the end of the platform. It's not come up on the HUD as well. There's no Purley on the HUD. You can't see the platform. Let's see why that is. Where are you going? This one's going to Caterham. Caterham. Another train service I used to get when I used to go to Smitham, now known as Coulston Town, which I think was absolutely ridiculous, renaming it Coulston Town. They should have just kept it as Smitham. Looks like it's getting quite cloudy outside now. It's not as bright as it was looking earlier. Hopefully we don't get any rain. Oh. I'm a complete idiot, aren't I? I've just stopped at Purley Oaks. That's why it's not come up on the HUD. I stopped at Purley Oaks, which means now we're late. We're now running late going into Purley. Oh, I am stupid. Goes Purley Oaks, then Purley. Oh my god, I can't believe I just messed that up. I can't believe I just stopped at Purley Oaks. That's why it wasn't on the HUD. Oh my dear. Oh. Thameslink train going out over here. London to Brighton. Thameslink train. London to Brighton. Brighton to Bedford, sorry. Now we're coming into Purley. Oh, how many guys were screaming at the team? How many guys watching there screaming saying you're not at Purley, you're at Purley Oaks? Oh my, I can't believe that. We opened the doors at Purley and people were thinking at Purley Oaks and people were thinking, what? Why are we stopping here for? Why is he opening the doors? We're not supposed to be stopping here. I should have realised because Purley Oaks is only 4 platforms. So here we are now at Purley. 2 minutes late. And still there's no stop it car stop sign. So I don't know where to stop, so we're just gonna we're in the platform, so we'll stop here. Oh, I can't believe that. I absolutely can't believe it. Now we're on to Coulston South is the next stop. which is another service I used to get off to go to school, an alternative stop I could go off to if I wanted to. If I didn't want to get the 466, then I can get off and get the 50 as it was then, which then it changed to the 60. What I used to do sometimes was I'd get off at East Croydon and then hope for a slam, as I used to call them back then, a slam door shut train. And then get that to Coulson Town, because they were still using those when I was going to school. So now crossing over to the slow line on the Brighton line. And we stop in line, of course. Full of green, so that's right. From Smitham, now Coulson Town, you can actually see the line to, you can actually see the lines going across into, oh there it is, just past Smitham I think it was. Or it could have been Reedham, I can't remember which. I would love for TD Dovetail Games to work on this route and update it. You know, update the East Croydon station to represent how it looks now, to update some of the branch lines so we can then go down to Caterham and Tattenham Corner. That would be cool. And maybe even do West Croydon to Epsom or West Croydon to Sutton. We're about 3 minutes, about 2 minutes 10 seconds behind schedule. Which for a southern service, let's face, that's early for a southern service. The next stop is Merstham. Whenever I've gone down to Brighton, I've never been on the stopping service. It's always the fast service. Soon we'll be able to go up to 90 miles per hour. Speed limit stop I think. Getting twisted with my words now. Can't remember what the thing's called. Basically it's the limiter so you don't go over the speed. Control it by the button just underneath and you can see the little red dot on the speedometer there. So we should go over that. And if you look next to the speed set button there, there's a little knob twister there. I'm doing it 100. It's got an automatic set, that's what the yellow button is for. It's got an automatic set for 70, although we can increase it to 90 as we go in this. I can't remember the name of the tunnel, so you will have to forgive me. It's just set just before 90. I'm just gonna start braking now. After the next signal, and we are of course stopping at Mersham. So all these stations now I've never been to. And the only station that I've been to along this line is Red Hill now, with the exception of Brighton. I've gotten off at Haywards Heath before, but that was only to change. That was only to switch trains. As there was a fault on the train that I was on. I've come in here quite too slow actually. Could have come in a bit faster. Shortly after leaving here, we will have to go. The limit just dropped down to 70 miles per hour. The next station is Red Hill. We're due in there in about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The line just dropped down to 30 just before Red Hill. I'm going to try and brake as late as possible to try and save some time. A minute before we're due in at Red Hill. Start braking again now. I'm going to be joining on platform 3. And drop down to 30 miles per hour. don't know if the terminal portion of the platform there, which is platform 2, is... Oh, dropped down to 20. That's not on the HUD. I didn't know that, because that's not on the HUD. Nor did I see any signals for it either. So overall, I think we're only about 40 seconds late getting into Red Hill, which is quite good, especially for Southern. We've got a little bit of a wait on this platform. Excuse me. There's nothing to say. Oh, it says 15 there. But the line dropped down to 20. 20 limit, not a 15 limit. So that's wrong. Although I think, because that's pointing 30 then this way, which must mean this line. So this one should have a line underneath it, meaning the 15 limit is for this line here, which is platform 2. I know platform 1 is not in service, but I don't know if they have any terminal trains coming in for platform 2. It'd be quite a short train. Probably a 2 class stop. Another train here. I don't know why I said 2 class stop, I mean 2 car train. Oh, that one terminates here, it says Red Hill on there. And on that side. So that's one stopping here. Stand a bit close there, love. And be careful. So that's a Red Hill train. I didn't know the train stopped at Red Hill going north. And look around the Red Hill area while we're waiting. See the bus station there. I've gotten on a bus from there before. Been to Red Hill a few times. And there's a harvester around here somewhere. I think it's up this road. Red Hill train station, the entrance. I'm pretty sure there's a harvester up this road, just around here somewhere. Actually, that could be it there. That could be the harvester. A really nice meal. Went there with a friend on a Sunday when I was staying around hers for the weekend. And the bus is there, and I think that's not actually a car park, I think that's a shopping centre. I think. Could be wrong. So our next stop is Hawley, so we're in at 0702. I think we're back on time now. We'll be able to go to 75 miles per hour soon. would it go up to 70? Not that you see any signs to say you can go up to 70. Track joining us from the left is the fast trains, fast line. This is Ellswood. Again, I got to 90 miles per hour. You will hear me time for time drinking my drink. Today I've got strawberry and raspberry water. Again, that's per the last few train videos. I do apologise if you hear any outside noise, as I do have my windows wide open. It's supposed to be the hottest day of the year so far. That's Selfords. Approaching Hawley, where the line then slows down to 70 miles per hour. Our next stop is Gatwick Airport, which is the second biggest airport in London. Actually, I think it's the second biggest airport in England, I think. Second busiest airport in London, should I say. We are missing a platform on the Gatwick Airport station. Planes are a lot lower than that when they go past. Going way too fast. Express going down, possibly going down to Brighton. I always thought the Gatwick Expresses were on platform 3 and 2, personally. I have got off at Gatwick Airport a few times to do a bit of recording planes coming down as they land. You can find them on my other YouTube channel, which I will leave a link to on the description below. Yeah, they're a lot lower than that as they come in. Would help if I opened the doors. Possibly it could make us a little bit late again. Yeah, if I leave a link to my other YouTube channel, if you just go to the playlist Planes, and then you'll find the recordings I've done of planes landing at Gatwick Airport from Gatwick Airport train station, which would be from, so it'll be here, the platform's here, the new platform is along here. Plane coming in here, you see. But they are actually a lot lower because it's landing way too late. If I remember correctly. Oh, if I get in the right direction. This is going to make us extra late, by the way. It should be about this height when they come in. I'll get the train moving while. Yeah, so they're about this height as they come in, I think it is. Just going to pause that. Plain Airways. Just going to take a picture of that. There's not many of the train sim that you see planes actually flying. I actually took quite a good picture from the other plane landing. You see the shadow overhead. While the train was moving, I took it through the windows of the doors, and it's probably one of the best shots I've got of a plane landing at Gatwick Airport. You wouldn't have guessed that I was on a moving train. There's someone's car alarm going off. Do excuse that. is off. So next up is Three Bridges. Down to 60 just before Three Bridges as we go past now. If you want to know more about the London to Brighton line, again I recommend checking out PTG videos. As I said, I will leave a link in the description below. I'm paying attention again. People in the first coach move on to the second coach because the doors aren't opening, so I've overshot the platform. My apologies for any inconvenience. Yeah, check out PTG Rouse, I'll leave a link in the description below. He does do a full-on Brighton to London Victoria history, going up the entire line, with lots of interesting facts, a lot of facts that I didn't even know. So it's really worth checking out. So next up is Haywards Heath, about 9 minutes time. Not really seen any fast trains pass us. I thought one or two fast trains would have gone past us by now. At one point I will do a Gatwick Express video. So London Victoria to Gatwick Express, or Gatwick Express to Gatwick Airport to London Bridge, using the Gatwick Express. I'll probably use my favourite, which is the older versions of the Gatwick Express. I can't remember what class they are at the moment, because my brain's gone totally blank. I will do that at some point. It's really hot today, I tell you. See Gatwick Express coming up now. Sometimes they did used to use the Garrett Expresses as an extension down to Brighton during peak hours. Speeding. Oh no, we're still speeding. We're meant to drop down to 70. Oh, we're speeding too much. Again, that's because I'm not paying attention. And this is why I don't drive trains in real life. 2 minutes on the job and I'd be fired. My brother works for Southern. He's a good driver. And I'm not just saying that because he's my brother. We can get out to 80 now. And now 90. We are back on time, on schedule. Yeah, it's got a bit more sunnier now, less cloudy. For a moment I thought it was going to rain, but it looks like it's going to get more sunnier now as we approach the coast. This is Balcombe, if I've pronounced that correctly. Balcombe. I think we've got a single yellow coming, the yellow signal coming up. If my eyes don't deceive me. There should be a double yellow. Oh, that's that green. It's alright, it's green again now. So the next one will be a single yellow, then a red at Haywood Heath. We'll start slowing down now. It seems to have got a bit darker again. Single yellow at Haywood Heath now. Like I said earlier, I've only been to Haywood Heath once. I never got off the station because I was waiting for another train to come down, as my train had broken down and we all had to get off. Luckily the coffee shop was open, so I managed to grab a coffee while I was waiting. To grab a decaf cappuccino. Not a big coffee fan, but I do love cappuccinos. So there, you've learned two new things about me today. I like decaf cappuccinos, and I'm a terrible train driver. We already knew that I don't speak very well. We are early because we worked during to 0720. It is 0718. Look at that, a southern service on early. So City Thames Link train goes past. I think he's stopping as well. Oh, please excuse me for yawning. Yep, he stopped. So he should be going to Bedford, I think. Yeah, there is Bedford. It's a shame you can't actually do that full run. Imagine being able to do a full run between Bedford to Brighton. That would be amazing. At the moment, all you can do is from Bedford to St Pancras, and then to London Bridge to Brighton, as long as you've got the South London and Brighton merger, which you can get on the workshop. And I think, oh wow. As soon as those doors shut, the millisecond they shut, it started moving. I've never seen a train move that fast before. We should be due to go soon. So a quick look around Haywards Heath. Garage down there. Where that place is. I'm not sure what that is, or meant to be. Any shops or something. Supermarket. Let's get going. Our next stop is Wisfield. We're due in at 0724. coming out to Westfield. So another Gatwick Express coming up. Actually, I think he's at Burgess Hill there. When you zoom in like this, it doesn't look like it's that far away. That's it, the next stop is Burgess Hill. I think the line to the left there goes down to Lewes and Eastbourne and on to Hastings. You'd thought I'd know that for certain, seeing the amount of time I used to travel from East Croydon to Hastings when I used to live in Hastings. And again, I'm not paying attention. Hopefully we don't overshoot the platform again. No, we should be okay. He seems to have been sitting there for a while. We have missed our mark, but we do have a guard on board, so that's alright. Oh, there he goes. I've only ever been on one of those trains once before. And that's when I was making my way home to Hastings via Brighton. And I got a train down from East Croydon down to Brighton. And then a train from Brighton to Eastbourne. And then I got on that train, which was going from Eastbourne to Hastings. Don't know why they was using that train, but I didn't mind. It's quite a comfortable train, I found. I think they're now back on the South West train network. So our next stop is Hassocks. I think I've pronounced that correctly. start slowing down now. Stop. Thank you. Press the doors open. Press the run button then. Shame there's not a button to reclose the door straight away. So next up is Preston Park. Now about a minute late for that. That's the Thameslink train on its way up to Bedford. I love the front of that bridge. It's like an old castle. After Preston Park it will be Brighton. After the next two signals we will have to drop down to 75 miles per hour. There didn't seem to be much sound difference when coming out the tunnel. 30 seconds behind schedule. We're speeding here. We're now about 18, 19, 20 seconds behind schedule. Even though during that 0736 it is actually 0736 and 59 seconds. So we're only about 2 seconds behind schedule now. In fact, now we're dead on time. Start slowing down now. Last thing we want to do is overshoot the platform. Although we're during the 0736, it probably stays on the sign 0739. 0737, sorry. Brighton now, as we get close to Brighton. I haven't actually been to Brighton in, must be a good 7 years now, I think. No, less than that. I think 2017 might have been the last time I went. No. 2016 was the last time I went. Because I moved from Hastings in January 2017. So 2016 would have been the last time I went to Brighton. So about 3 years. Would love to go down there again one day. Absolutely loved going down the lanes. We're during at Brighton at 0741 and 6 seconds. Halfway between this signal and the next, we will have to drop down to 40 miles per hour. Going to stop us here now at 40. No point going anything above that. Then not the next signal, but the one after that, we have to drop down to 25 miles per hour before entering Brighton train station. Got Lovers Walk to the right of us. Brighton was the first time I ever got my first tattoo, back when I was 21. We are about 9 seconds early at the moment. The line joining us from the left is the line down to Hastings, and it's a line I really wish Dovetail would do. I'd love for Trainsim to have London to Ashford International. It's a line that I'd done so many times in real life, from Brighton to Hastings via Eastbourne, and from Hastings to Rye, and a few times from Hastings to Ashford International. The right hand side line goes on to Portsmouth, and Bognor Regis. And here we are at Brighton. Thank you for joining us on this journey. I'm sorry for messing it up a few times through my speech and speeding and stopping at wrong stops and overshooting a platform. But other than that, I hope that you've enjoyed the journey down to Brighton. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Oh, another train pulling in beside us there. It's probably the service from Portsmouth. Don't forget to hit that bell notification to keep up to date with all future content. And I shall see you next time. Goodbye for now and take care.